again. So today I'm going to be trying to make a recipe that I've never tried before. It's straight from a box, so it shouldn't be too hard, but I'm gonna kind of tweak it as I go to make it a little bit more diet friendly. Well, not necessarily diet friendly, but a little bit friendlier to the belly, the midsection, if you know what I'm saying. So I picked up this beignet mix from Café du Monde, which is, you know, as many of you know, is a famous little cafe down in New Orleans. But I am going to try and make these, and I've never made them before. This is the first time I've picked up this box, which you can order online. But I'm just gonna kind of wing it as I go, so you get to join me on the process, and I'll tell you if it turns out well, and if it does, I'll put all the details in the blog, and I will let you know all of my modifications to make it a little more gut friendly. So you can't really fail with this mix because they give you the directions on the back and all the ingredient amounts that you'll need. I started with the test amount, so I only did 1 cup of the mix, and I believe you mixed it with about 3.5 ounces of water. And it's really hard to mix at first, but trust me, it comes together. You might get a little frustrated like me and go to using your hands and then just kind of working it together, kneading it all until it finally kind of comes together. I know you'll be tempted to add more water, but don't. And then spread some flour out on the counter and then roll that dough out as big as you can. I would recommend, and I learned this the hard way, that you should try to roll this out into as rectangular or square of a shape as you can, because I ended up having to trim it so that it would have sharper edges, but then I did end up cooking those end pieces, but they just didn't look as great. So start with a rectangle, you'll end up with better looking pieces. So like I said, I started with trying some healthier options, which is an air fryer, and these are how they turned out in the air fryer, which I don't recommend. They ended up being pretty dense and dry. So then I made another batch, and this time I popped them in the deep fryer. Yep, I boiled them in oil just like the directions said, and they came out so much better. And for someone who, you know, doesn't know what a beignet tastes like when it's made professionally, I feel like following the directions and just doing the oil is the better way to go, and just treat these like a good old splurge. So I waited until the beignets were cooled down, and I put a little bit of maple butter on top, which ended up tasting pretty good when they're fresh. I also kept a bunch of them without any toppings on it because I didn't have powdered sugar. And this is the little mountain of better looking donuts that I got this time, and they were fantastic. So yeah, that was my 2 attempts at making some beignets. Let me know if you've ever had one or if you've been able to make healthier alternatives to them, and I'd love to hear about it. Thank you.